In this video, we will look at configuring SSL or TLS inspection with Cisco SD-WAN. Most of the traffic on the internet today is encrypted. TLS or SSL inspection with Cisco SD-WAN helps to identify threats by decrypting the traffic and redirecting them to the security modules for further treatment. Attached is the topology we will use for this demo. We have an SD-WAN edge connected to internet. Now we will be configuring SSL decryption on this edge along with other security features like IPS and URL filtering. Once configured, the user sessions towards internet will be intercepted by this SSL module. The SSL module, in a way, acts as a man-in-the-middle proxy, and all sessions get redirected to it. It will check for the server certificate and re-sign them if needed. And based on the policy, whether decryption needs to occur or not, the packet is decrypted and passed on to other security modules to identify any threats. Let's begin. The first step is to configure the certificate authority, which will be used for signing the certificates. So let's go to configuration, choose SSL TLS proxy. Now we have multiple options like either choosing an enterprise CA or act as an intermediate CA to the enterprise CA or have vManage itself act as a CA. For this demo, we will choose the vManage as our CA. So let's key in our details here. Let's save. Now let's download this certificate. This certificate needs to be trusted in our browsers so that we do not see any certificate related errors. Now before we begin configuring our security policies, let's try accessing a few websites. So let me open google.com. You can see that the site is trusted. So let's go ahead and check the certificate. It's verified by Google Trust Services. And here you can see that the certificate was issued by GTSCA. So let's close this. Now let's open a banking website. So let me open hdfcbank.com. Again, let's check our certificate. Now this certificate is verified by DigiCert. And if we go to the view certificate, we'll find that this certificate was issued by DigiCert. So let's close this and begin configuring our security policies. Let's go to security. Let's add a security policy. Let's choose custom. We don't need a firewall policy. We'll add an IPS policy. So let's create a new policy. Let's call this narrow IPS. Change the inspection mode to protection and add our target VPN as well. Let's save. Let's also add a URL filtering policy. Let's block maybe adult. Add our target VPN, which is again 1 in our case. So let's configure our SSL decryption policy here. Let's create a new policy. Let's enable SSL decryption. Here, let's give it name. Let's change the default action to decrypt so that we are decrypting all the traffic. Now let's go to URLs, add a rule. Let's call this decrypt all. Let's add a VPN. Let's create a TLS SSL profile. Let's give it a name. And here let's choose all the categories. Now I'll just search for financial categories and I will disable decryption for the financial websites. Let's save. Let's click next. Let's assemble a policy here. So let's preview. So we have our IPS policy, we have a URL filtering policy, and you have a SSL decryption policy. So we have our security policy. So now let's go ahead and attach this policy to a template. Choose a template. And attach your security policy. Let's click update. Let's quickly check our configuration. So that's the CSRT. And here we have our security configurations, the SSL configuration as well. And this will take some time. The vManage will push the security container onto the box and will configure the IPS, URL filtering, and SSL policy that we created. So I'm going to pause the video and come back once this is done. The configurations are now done, and we can check this in our activity window. And you can see this was a success, and it actually installed the security container. Let's go back to our client PC. Let's open google.com again. And now you can see that we see an error that our connection is not secure. This is because the Vantage is intercepting this traffic and presenting its own certificate, which is not trusted by the browser. So we'll import the certificate that we downloaded into our browser. So let's go to Preferences. Let's search for certificates. And in the authorities, let's import a certificate. This is the same certificate that we downloaded from vManage. Let's trust this certificate. If you view this certificate was issued by SDWAN CA. Let's close the browsers and open another window. Now let's open google.com. Now, if you check the certificate, now it is verified by the Edge certificate. Let's view the certificate. You'll see the issuer is the C8K certificate. Let's go to details. And here you will see that the hierarchy is the SD-WAN CA, and then this Edge CA, and then it is the website. Let's try another website, yahoo.com. And again, you'll see that the verification of the certificate is by the Edge certificate. Now let's go ahead and access the banking website. Now, as per our policy, the banking website should not be decrypted. So let's go ahead and check that out. Now you can see that the certificate is still verified by DigiCert. Let's look at the certificate. And you will see that the issuer is still DigiCert, and the certificate hierarchy does not have the SD-WAN CA. This is as per our policy that we defined. Thus, with SSL inspection, we now have the capability to decrypt the encrypted sessions and identify any threats inside and mitigate them. That's it for this demo, and thanks for watching.